Hey folks, how's it going? This is Seagull here, back with another Sonic info/thoughts video. So, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bunch of new info came out for Sonic Forces. And as you can see here, there's our first gameplay of Classic Sonic. Where was this? In a Nintendo Direct of all places, which was supposed to focus on mostly Splatoon 2 and ARMS, but yeah, they actually fit a bit of Sonic in there. So let's just start off by talking about the footage a bit. So, much to everyone's joy, well not really, more like dismay, Green Hill Zone is back yet again it seems. And there does seem to be one major difference, however. It's covered in sand. So maybe it won't be called Green Hill, maybe it'll be called Sand Hill. Oh, right, that already exists. But there is one other very interesting bit of footage here. It looks like this is our very first look at the new character that they've been talking about that will be in Sonic Forces. And the narrator does mention that this character is an ally, so it's not going to be a character who starts off as a villain like Shadow or Rouge. I'll admit I was caught a bit off guard, because at first I thought Blaze got a new look or something. And some people think it's Bubsy, but no, I'm really hoping that this is a new Sonic character. But yeah, it does look feline in appearance. It'll be interesting to see if we really do end up getting a third cat in the Sonic series. There are also a few other interesting details that the narrator talks about. So 99% of the world has been taken over by Dr. Eggman, so that is pretty crazy, fighting over the 1% and taking the rest back. And the reason as to why Classic Sonic is in this game was also revealed. Turns out that Dr. Eggman summoned him. I don't know if that was by accident or on purpose, so I guess we'll just have to wait for even more details later. That's not all though, as Japanese video game magazine Famitsu published details on both Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. Thank you Source Gaming and Woon for providing translations, as well as TSSZ News for compiling them. So let's just start from the top and move our way down. So the third character in Forces will be an unexpected character, but Sonic Boom Sonic is deconfirmed, so thank goodness. I would have cringed pretty hard if Boom Sonic was the third character. But the third character does play an important role in the story and embodies the overall features of the game. That's pretty curious. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what is going to become of this third character. But the next point is that there is a circular ring of white stars above one of the Marouche Saloon screenshots, and that suggests the return of Sonic 3's bonus stages, aka the blue spheres. Oh no. Please no, unless you make them easier, because I hated those special stages so much. That's probably the only thing in Sonic 3 that I don't like. Otherwise, I don't know, well no, I'd say Sonic Advance 1 is my favorite Sonic game, but Sonic 3 is pretty close behind. I mean, I'd even take yet another remake of Sonic 2 special stages over Blue Spheres, so yeah, well, I'll still wait and see what it actually is like before I fully judge it, but yeah, not feeling good about that right now. The next point is that the boost system from Unleashed is present, as well as having to reach the goal within a certain time limit. And that makes sense to me, like especially the time limit thing, because, well, you are fighting to take back the world from Dr. Eggman, and there's only 1% left, so yeah, times sound pretty desperate, so it does make sense to be put under some additional pressure, just to make more sense with the story. Another thing is that classic Sonic stages are based on side-scrolling 2D. Apparently they will also have a twist. So, a twist, what could that be? I would actually laugh if the twist was having some 3D classic Sonic gameplay. I gotta admit, it'll be kind of funny to see the classic Sonic purists get really mad over that, but yeah, I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting, especially seeing what they did with Sonic Generations mods. What some of the community did, where, yeah, you could play as classic Sonic in 3D in some stages, it's just that there was a little bit of glitchiness. Especially, I can't remember what it was. There was something with classic Sonic where if you did it in 3D, it would actually crash the game. I can't remember if it was like the boosters or the springs or what, but it was definitely something. But he could grind in 3D. He could actually like curl up into a ball and spin. And like I've said before, we already have Sonic Mania coming out this year for pure nostalgic Sonic 2D platforming gameplay. The next point is something I find pretty exciting. So Sonic Forces will be at E3 2017, and that's where the third character will be revealed. So if you don't already know when E3 is this year, it's going to run from June 13th to June 15th. So somewhere within that time, we'll know what the third character is. Looking forward to seeing what the name will be, and if it's a male character or female. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a really cool new character. I still remember when they were hyping up Sonic 06, and then they showed that very first footage of Silver. He's like, I finally found him, the Iblis Trigger, and I was so excited. I was like, whoa, this seems pretty intense, and I did actually feel a little bit of that again with seeing this mysterious Sonic Forces character footage. Actually, speaking of Silver, I'm going to divert from the Famitsu part of this video for a little bit, because Nick Robinson, who works for Polygon, confirmed that Silver, Vector, Charmy, and Espio are in the game. They were actually fully voiced in this demo that he was shown last month. And if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll already know that I'm a big fan of Silver, and that I've been saying in a lot of my Sonic videos that, oh yeah, I hope Silver is in this game, because there might be time travel or something like that. And sure enough, he is, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of role Silver will play in the game. Probably a small one, but still, nonetheless, I'm excited. But anyways, back to the rest of the Famitsu info. So there is a summary of Sonic Forces' story as well, where it goes, Dr. Eggman took over 99% of the world, Sonic and the Resistance members are fighting, then another Sonic appears, then talks about classic Sonic appearing, classic and modern being two different styles, and then there being a third one. The reason why Eggman takes over so much of the world is because of a new power that he obtains, resulting in his army controlling that much of the world. However, the power is also what makes classic Sonic appear. Yeah, it really is interesting thinking about, like, is classic Sonic there with like the intention of being there by Dr. Eggman, or was this by accident? Given how Dr. Eggman is, I can imagine it going either way, where it can be like, oh yeah, whoops, made a mistake again, or that Dr. Eggman was like, oh, you know what, like, taking over the world is gonna be so easy, I want the additional challenge of taking on two Sonics at once again. And then if Eggman were actually to win at the end of the game, which probably wouldn't happen, but theoretically if it did, I mean, that's what Eggman would want anyways. He would say, oh yeah, I got to do this without my younger self. I did it all on my own. The next point is that Morio Kishimoto is the director for Sonic Forces. He designed Secret Rings and Black Knight, and he also directed Sonic Lost World and the Wii version of Sonic Colors. So I think that might have a bit of mixed reception. Like, yeah, Sonic Lost World has very mixed reception. Sonic Colors is generally seen as a really good Sonic game. And then Secret Rings and Black Knight, overall, I think have pretty poor reception by press and Sonic fans alike. So we'll see how this turns out. But actually, the next point brings up something really interesting. And it's that Sonic Forces has been in development since 2013, around the time of Sonic Lost World's release. So that's 4 years of development. As far as I know, most Sonic games spend about 2 to 3 years in development, so yeah, that's quite a bit of extra time. So hopefully there will be a lot of payoff there. The next couple of points were things that I pretty much guessed already, and it's that 2017, with the releases of Sonic Forces and Mania, that it is a continuation of Sonic's 25th anniversary from last year, and that Sonic Forces won't be all doom and gloom. There actually will be some lighter stages, which makes sense to me. I mean, there is still a bit of the world left that hasn't been taken over by Dr. Eggman, and, well, I think Green Hill / Sand Hill, whatever you want to call it, looks like a lighter stage. And with Sonic Mania, its development began in 2015, and they wanted to do a new 2D Sonic game and not a remake. So now, like, from a development standpoint, the inclusion of classic Sonic and Sonic Forces makes a little bit more sense to me, because Sonic Forces started development earlier, so they didn't know at the time that they were going to make another classic Sonic game. So I guess they were just thinking, okay, let's just stick with what worked in Generations and have classic Sonic come back again. Because I think if Sonic Mania had been in development first, they might have decided on something else with Sonic Forces. And then there's just a couple more points to go through here, both for Sonic Mania. So the art style was to be above the level of Genesis, but under the level of Saturn, and I do find that interesting. It definitely does look very distinct from the Genesis games. And yeah, like that it is something almost like you would see on the Sega Saturn, but not quite. And then with the last point, that the gameplay for Mania is similar to Sonic 3's, and that the elemental shields are coming back, but we already knew that. There are some new screenshots as well. These are the best quality ones that I could find. These are from Blue Paradox's YouTube channel, so thank you very much for uploading those. So we got like a shot of the Death Egg robots there, we got Sonic running, just running through it. There's another shot with him and another robot. And this right here is my favorite screenshot, just Sonic epically going fast, boosting through those robots. Yeah, this definitely looks like it's just a really good looking game. And also here's another screenshot of Sonic's model here, as you can see him grinding. I still haven't fully formed an opinion on how much I like the character model yet. I think it looks good. I'm not sure just how much I like it yet in comparison to the other recent Sonic games. But I don't really have any complaints. I think it looks good. Looks like Sonic, so that's good enough for me. And that about wraps up another Sonic info/thoughts video. Yes, I am aware of those leaks with Sonic Runner's Adventure. I'm just waiting a little bit longer to see what goes on with that whole situation, to see if Sonic Team will just come out and announce it officially. Because I unfortunately did not have time to make a video for it when the news first leaked. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. It could be interesting, even though I really hated the premium roulette, but it looks like it will go away. But anyways, I'll save that discussion for another video sometime in the future. But let me know in the comment section below about all the new stuff with Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. I definitely am getting more excited about Forces the more I hear about it. And it sounds like there is going to be a decent chunk of info coming out of E3, so already reason to be excited about that event. Alright, I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day! Thanks for watching!